Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at something really shaping modern business, e-commerce.
Yeah, online sales. It's huge.
It really is. And it's not just the Amazons of the world anymore, is it? It feels like it's becoming, well, essential for almost everyone, especially small businesses.
Oh, absolutely. The scale it's pretty amazing when you look at it. We're talking about what, 20% of all global retail sales happening online right now.
20% already.
Yep. And the SBA, the Small Business Administration, they're projecting that'll climb to nearly 23% in just the next few years.
Wow. Okay. It's a big slice. You can't really ignore that.
You really can't. It's a fundamental shift.
So that's our mission for this deep dive then, to really get under the hood of why e-commerce isn't just, a nice extra anymore, but pretty much essential.
Right. And maybe unpack how small businesses can actually get started if they haven't already jumped in.
Okay, let's start with the boon itself. Obviously, the pandemic kicked things into high gear.
It definitely accelerated things, no doubt. But what's interesting is it hasn't really slowed down much since then. Things opened back up, but online sales kept that momentum.
Right. It wasn't just a temporary fix. So the pandemic forced a lot of smaller shops online, maybe ones that hadn't thought about it before.
Exactly. Survival mode for many. But then I think two things happened. Businesses saw the potential.
Reaching way beyond their local street corner.
Precisely. And customers. They just got used to the convenience, didn't they? Ordering from the sofa anytime.
Yeah, that behavior seems to have stuck.
Yeah.
It was like a giant forced experiment that proved the model works and works well.
It really did. And it showed how adaptable small businesses can be. You see such a variety online now, too.
Yeah, like what kind of businesses?
Oh, everything. You've got like independent bookstores shipping everywhere, local bakers doing online orders, even service businesses selling digital guides or, virtual consultations.
So it's not just physical products.
Not at all. The digital marketplace is really diverse now.
And getting started. It feels less scary than it may be used to.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need a fancy custom website from day one.
That's a huge point. Platforms like Shopify, Etsy, Amazon, even Instagram and Facebook shops, they've made it so much more accessible.
We kind of handle the tricky bits.
Right. They provide the basic structure, the storefront, the payment processing, things that used to need a lot of technical know-how or, frankly, money.
Which lets the business owner focus on, well, their actual business, their products.
Exactly. Focus on what makes them unique, not the website plumbing.
Okay, but let's talk to that business owner who's doing well locally. Busy shop, loyal customers. They might think, why bother with the hassle of online?
It's a fair question, but the biggest answer is just reach. Pure and simple.
Expanding beyond geography.
Completely. Your physical store has limits. Online, the limit is basically, well, the internet. You can find customers anywhere who want what you offer.
It kind of dissolves those local boundaries.
Yeah.
Maybe levels the playing field a bit with bigger competitors.
I think so. A small shop with something special can find its niche audience online, people actively searching for that specific thing, even if they're miles away.
That makes sense. And what about credibility? Does having an online shop help with that?
Definitely. Nowadays, customers almost expect you to have some kind of online presence. A decent website or an online store, it builds trust. It makes you look legitimate, even to local folks who might find you online first.
It's like a baseline expectation now, isn't it?
It really is. If someone hears about you and can't find you online easily, or can't buy from you online,
They might just click over to someone else who does offer that.
precisely. You risk losing customers just because you weren't where they were looking, which is increasingly online. Meet them where they are.
Okay, so for someone thinking, this sounds good, but building a website, you mentioned platforms. Let's revisit those. It's not always about a massive custom build, right?
Absolutely not. For a lot of small businesses, maybe even most, using existing marketplaces or platforms is way easier, less intimidating, faster to get going.
So where can they realistically start? Give us some examples.
Sure. Okay, say you sell unique handmade items or maybe vintage stuff. Etsy is often a great fit. It's got that built-in audience looking for exactly those kinds of things.
Right, the crafty, unique market.
Exactly. Then you've got Amazon. Huge reach, massive customer base. If you want volume,
But maybe less brand control.
potentially, yeah. Which is where something like Shopify comes in. That lets you build your own independent store online. More control over your brand, your look and feel, the customer experience.
Okay, Etsy for niche, Amazon for reach, Shopify for your own brand space. And the key is they're meant to be easy to use.
That's the goal, yeah. You don't need to be a coding expert. They usually have templates, guides. They handle the payments securely, manage inventory lists. It lowers that tech hurdle significantly.
Takes a lot of the back-end work off your plate.
Right.
And it's not just these big e-commerce platforms anymore. Social media is playing a bigger role, too.
Oh, huge. Instagram, Facebook, they're not just for marketing anymore. They're becoming actual sales channels.
How does that work? Shoppable posts and things?
Exactly. You see a product you like in a post, you can often click right there, see the price, maybe even check out without leaving the app. It makes the whole process really seamless, especially if you've already built a following there.
Interesting. So the lines are blurring between social and shopping.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's pull this together. For that small business owner still hesitating, maybe thinking it's too complex or my local trade is enough, what's the bottom line? Why is now the time?
The bottom line is we live in a digital first world now. That's just the reality. Even if your physical shop is doing great, you are almost certainly missing out on revenue by not being online.
Potential customers you just can't reach otherwise.
Exactly. And potential growth. Consumer habits have changed. People research online, they compare online, they buy online. A lot.
And we talked about services too. This isn't just for people selling like t-shirts or pottery.
Absolutely not. Service businesses, think about it. Online appointment booking, selling digital downloads like ebooks or guides, offering online consultations, setting up online courses. There are so many ways to leverage e-commerce beyond physical products.
Okay. And the cost. That's always a worry for small operations. Is it a huge investment to get started on these platforms?
It doesn't have to be. That's the beauty of using marketplaces or platforms like Shopify. Often, the setup costs are low or even free to start. You might pay a small monthly fee or a commission per sale.
So the cost scales with your success, somewhat.
Generally, yes. It avoids that massive upfront cost of building something totally custom before you've even made a sale.
Which means, going back to your earlier point, the business owner can focus their energy, not on tech headaches, but on
their brand, on their customers, on making great products or offering great services. The platforms handle the infrastructure, you focus on the core business.
Okay, I'm sold. If someone listening is now thinking, what I need to do this, what are the first practical steps? Where do they start?
Okay, first things first. Choose the right platform. Think about who your customers are and what you're selling. Like we said, Etsy for handmade, maybe Shopify if your brand identity is really key, Amazon for broad reach. Do a little research there.
Makes sense. Don't just jump on the first one you see. Okay, platform chosen. Then what?
Then you set up your actual store. And here, visuals are crucial. Get good product photos, really good ones. That's often the first impression online.
Right, people can't touch the product.
Exactly. And write clear, compelling descriptions. What is it? Why should someone buy it? Make it easy to understand. And of course, make sure your payment system is secure and easy to use. That's vital for trust.
Okay, good photos, good descriptions, secure payments, stores technically open. Now you need customers.
Now comes marketing. You gotta let people know you're there. Use your social media. Maybe run some targeted online ads if you have a small budget.
Like Facebook ads or Google ads.
Yeah, those can work. And think about search engine optimization, SEO. Basically, making it easier for people to find your store when they search on Google for things you sell.
So people can find you organically.
Yeah.
Okay, marketing drives traffic. What about keeping customers happy once they buy?
Customer service, crucial online. Be responsive. If someone asks a question, answer quickly. Have a clear return policy. Make it easy for people. Good service online builds loyalty just like it does offline.
Maybe even more so, because you don't have that face-to-face connection.
Could be. And finally, don't just set it and forget it.
Right. Keep an eye on things.
Definitely. Track your sales, see what's working, what isn't. Look at customer feedback, monitor your marketing, use that data to tweak things and improve. It's an ongoing process.
Okay, so choose the platform, set up carefully with good visuals and info, market it, provide great service, and keep track of your progress. Sounds like a plan.
That's a solid foundation.
All right, so wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems clear. E-commerce isn't just some side trend. It's really fundamental now for small businesses, isn't it?
It really is. That 20% of global retail heading towards 23%, that tells the story. It's a massive part of the economy.
And the good news, the really encouraging part, is that getting started is more doable than ever before.
Absolutely. So if you're running a small business and you haven't dipped your toe into online selling yet, Seriously, and now is the time. Whether it's products, services, digital goods,
Doesn't matter what you offer.
doesn't matter. The digital marketplace is there, it's active, and it represents a huge opportunity for growth and reaching new customers.
So consider this your nudge, maybe.
Uh,
If you've been putting it off, the tools are there, the customers are there.
the potential is definitely there. It just starts with taking that first step online.
Great stuff. Thanks for breaking that all down for us.
My pleasure. It's an important topic.
It certainly is. Okay, that's all for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.